Hi guys, welcome to Ukrainian stand-up comedy channel. This is our special section called PeaceTalk. Today we have a guest. His name is Dima Maleev. He's a famous Ukrainian YouTube blogger, and we had a very lovely conversation with him about nerdy, geeky stuff, as well as Ukrainian efforts in the full-scale war against Russia. Enjoy, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and see you soon. Welcome. Welcome the viewers too. Today we are having yet another episode of PeaceTalk, the podcast where you can see me, Anastasia Sil, Anton Sokolov, and today we have a special guest, Dima Maleev, who is a very well-known YouTube blogger. As far as I know, he is Ukrainian, who is very active and well-known in Ukraine, but you spend a lot of time in California, right?
Most of the time I live there.
So you live there. So you go back between Ukraine, California.
Well,
How
now
come?
not.
My main question is, do you have a girlfriend?
Come on. That's something I'm not, the private life is my private life, so I'm not sharing this information. So I would skip answering on this question.
Okay, I guess we'll start with maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself. I feel like you are the best person to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Dima Maleev, and originally I actually born in USSR still, in Yakutia. Mm-hmm. But when I was 5 in 1990, we moved here to Ukraine. Mm-hmm. And the USSR collapsed, so we decided to stay here, and basically, probably 27 years I lived in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. No, maybe less, 20, whatever. So, and then I worked in IT mm-hmm. for almost all my life, professional life, and once I've decided that I'd like to move to another country and to just get experience in living abroad, mm-hmm. I moved to Thailand in Bangkok, mm-hmm. best city in the world, by the way. So I worked there in the company called Agoda, and this is like booking.com but for Southeastern Asia. Mm-hmm. And then I accidentally won green card and moved to California and lived there for 4 years and always mm-hmm. going back and forward. So when everybody got vacations near the sea, Mexico, Dominican Republic, or even Egypt, I'm spending my vacation here at Lviv, mm-hmm. since all my friends here, all my relatives, my family here. And I'm going back and forward. And in 2021, I came here just for holidays, for Christmas holidays, for New Year, and decided to stay a bit longer. And then 24th of February happened. Mm-hmm. And now I can't leave Ukraine just because I'm Ukrainian citizen.
Mm-hmm. So there's, I'm kind of surprised by that because I heard that they had green quarters for people who have jobs in the States, who have green cards, who have passports or whatever.
Yeah, so the thing is that I got green card, mm-hmm. but previously when you traveled, you lived in another countries, nobody asked you to get the stamp in your passport which says that you migrated to another country. And you can't do the stamp today because the registers where it's registered basically, it's mm-hmm. closed. So the migration department of our country just not giving you the stamp, so that's why I can't leave Ukraine.
Wow, okay.
But yeah, I got a lot of, financial connection to California because mm-hmm. I'm still renting house there, I still have my car there, I'm still paying taxes and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm waiting when there will be possible way that I can at least visit California and, I don't know, disconnect my internet at least.
I see. So when did you move to California? You said 4 years ago?
Yeah, in 2018, I believe. Maybe mm-hmm. 17, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. How did you find the transition? Did you move there, so you moved there directly from Bangkok or did you move back to Ukraine and then...
Yeah, that's actually a kind of funny story because once again, accidentally won green card. I was drunk and I was reading Twitter. And then they were like, hey, green card lottery for free. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's for free. So I registered on green card lottery and forgot about that. But then I find out that I won the green card, but I was already in process of moving to Bangkok. So back and forward, I was thinking if I want green card, if I want to move to US, because I really enjoyed Thailand. And but still I registered, I got the green card, and I spent my vacation there in California. I traveled San Francisco, Las Vegas, LA, Yosemite Park, all this, Death Valley, so everywhere there. But I decided that I don't want to live in the US because I don't want to leave Thailand. I got good career there, I got good job, good salary, everything was kind of cool there. But I had a dream. I wanted to visit Comic-Con at least once. So Comic-Con, because I'm kind of nerdy person, and I wanted to see all this, artists, actors, all that, what I saw in Big Bang Theory, all this vibe and emotions. And one company in the USA invited me for the interview. They were offering the job. I was not kind of interested in that job, but they were paying for tickets, they were paying for hotel, they were giving everything to you.
Sounds like a sweet deal.
Yeah, that was an amazing deal. And it was in the time when there was a Comic-Con in the US, so I thought why not? And I went there, I did the interview. The interview was super successful. I visited Comic-Con and my friends living there, so they showed me Stanford, which is amazing place. And when I was in the office of this company, and the office of this company is in downtown of San Francisco, this panoramic window to the Bay Bridge, Golden Gate Bridge, the whole bay. And I was like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. And I decided that at least I need to try that. I didn't want to move there, but you got green card, you got job offer on a good salary. So it was hard for me, so I left Thailand. I left Agoda, moved for 2 months to Ukraine, and from Ukraine at September I moved to US.
So how was the Comic-Con?
Nah.
No?
I mean,
who were you? Were you eager to see someone specific from a specific show, or?
Well, I was in 2 or 3 Comic-Cons actually, and sometimes Comic-Con is quite sad, I would say, because they got these 2 stages. On one stage there is this A-stars, celebrities, I don't know, Jason Momoa, somebody from some TV show, so somebody from Star Trek, this faces actually. But you can get their signature or photo with them for $150, something like that. On other side, there are D-star celebrities, somebody who played Teenage Mutant in the Teenage Mutant Turtles movie, but he was on this turtle costume, so nobody knows him. You can put anyone there because nobody knows them. Or somebody from some old TV show Power Rangers, for example. And that was funny because in Power Rangers, if somebody is nerdy as me, remember there was this Power Rangers in the costumes, and then there was the face, which was kind of their boss or something. So the guy with his face was sitting on A-star zone, so you can take his signature for $100, for example. And the guy who was wearing a Power Ranger costume was sitting on the D-star, and he was for free.
Oh yeah, which Power Ranger was it? Black, green, or?
I don't remember, to be honest. So, and then you can see this artist who's doing their paintings, and they're it's kind of comic stuff, but it's looked like simple event. I don't know. So it was not huge Comic-Con, but there is many Comic-Cons, right? The main Comic-Con is in San Jose, when they're closing parts of the couple of San Jose streets, and there is 100,000 people going there, and you can't just buy a ticket. You need to be in a lottery to win a chance to buy a ticket, because there are like so many people want to do that. But it's huge Comic-Con. I never been there, so I was in smaller Comic-Cons. It's not like.
I think about Comic-Con that magic of Comic-Con, you can get it only from photos or video, because when you see it in live, you can see details, set details. I mean, paint. I don't know.
No, they're actually using quite good. Like people are preparing for Comic-Con a lot. So basically, they got this. People in superheroes costumes.
The cosplayers.
The cosplayers. And to look like a superhero, you need to have a body like a superhero.
Yeah.
Couple of them, like they got this, the artificial muscles, but some of them got real muscles. So imagine the guy who's huge, like he's literally huge. He's physical. And he's just wearing, I don't know, God of War costume, and he looks like the Kratos from God of War. So I can only understand how much work he put to himself to look like the Kratos at Comic-Con.
No, I was on Comic-Con in Kiev, but it was really sad.
Were you there in a recent one?
No,
like
no, 8 years ago.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was happening regularly. I thought it was more
and
a
it
thing
is.
for Ukraine. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I didn't go on Comic-Con. I was around. Oh,
Okay.
strangers. Some people
in costumes.
No, people in suits. Yeah. Okay. What happened?
That was a flash mob or something.
No. It was Comic-Con, and it was really sad because you said about a huge guy who has muscles, and no one has muscles on Kiev Comic-Con. That's why they cosplayers.
You didn't pay for the entrance. Maybe inside there were like all the buff guys. You just need to pay to see them.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Don't think less of Kyiv Comic-Con. I feel like it has lots of potential too.
Okay.
Have you been to the Kyiv one?
No. Like surprisingly, when people started to invite me to go to Comic-Con, I was already living in the US. And I haven't a chance to visit Kyiv's Comic-Con.
I see. That's cool. I think I've been to Comic-Con once or twice. I would go to the Anime Con more often. But some people...
I've seen that a lot actually in Thailand, because that Asia, and they're doing a lot of these cosplayer festivals. And so basically I worked in the Agoda got office. In Thailand you can see a lot of shopping malls, and they got huge office building like inside. So basically you work in office, and you're going to another floor, and you are in shopping mall. And then the shopping malls are used to do this anime festivals. And I believe they got anime festivals every 3 weeks probably. Wow. But obviously there's like Transformers, like I don't know, some anime characters, Naruto, all that stuff. It was like every time, and you can see this like, you're going there to buy food, and you're buying food between Naruto and I don't know, somebody from Death Note, for example. But yeah, that's that actually looked better, I would say, than
so you prefer
I'm more anime person, to be honest.
I think like cosplaying anime seems like more fun because it's you're cosplaying a character that's two-dimensional. Well, sometimes it's three, but it's animation. It's not like real life, because like when you're cosplaying a character that's real in the film, it's much harder to get the details right, I guess.
But it's still, it's still something different, because in Ukraine, like there's small chance, but there is a chance that you can meet somebody in some, superhero costume, even like in the city center when they're offering themselves to make a photo. So it's kind of more, you got too used to it.
Have you ever put on a costume yourself and done some cosplay?
It's super hard for me, because all the costumes, like, on my YouTube channel, before Full Scare War, we have a lot of requests for ads. and we are doing this small, creepy, cringy ads, and I'm buying different costumes. So I got costume of Pope, I got costume of policeman, I got costume of knight, I got costume of SpiderMan and other superheroes. But they are very small for me, and
Of course, because Spider-Man is 15-year-old year.
Come on, Spider-Man is probably most drama character in the whole Marvel world. Just
Why?
because.
Why more?
That's only the beginning of him like being 15 years. But then he got like divorced, his wife dies. You know, that's all the multiverse in Marvel. He's always like somewhere he's got problems with alcohol. Somewhere he got like he's married on Mary Jane and she's like dumping him. Somewhere he's trying to do this with I don't remember this blonde girl.
Gwen
Stefani is like
Stephanie
no
Gwen,
doubt.
I think that's
yeah, so Gwen something.
Yeah.
So she's dying because of attack of the Green Goblin. So that guy is just, it's only the beginning. In the last movie, like on the Spider-Man with multiverses, No Way Home, or I don't remember how it's called. So they are actually starting to show Spider-Man as dramatic character because like nobody remember him. He is like a girlfriend. I'm sorry for spoiling if somebody haven't seen that. But it's actually showing him as a dramatic character.
big spoiler.
Yeah, I agree because Batman lose Robin too in some
We had multiple
versions.
Robins.
Yeah, there are so many Robins and so many Batmans.
But it's never was his guilt, never guilt of Batman. It's just Batman didn't. Боже, как успел. Didn't can
Was
save.
not able to save.
Come on. But Spider-Man, it's his guilt every time when his girlfriend die.
I think because Spider-Man has this responsibility, right? Like even that famous line comes from Spider-Man.
Uncle.
Yeah, what is it?
Ben.
Big power
comes with big responsibility.
The Ben Parker.
Yeah.
But on this, actually not Ben Parker. I think that's his that's his aunt. Yeah, told him.
Yeah, hot aunt. Yeah.
I haven't seen the last movie yet. So, okay.
It's nice. But Batman is a horrible hero. A lot of things happening because of Batman actually. Also Gotham was okay-ish city, but then Batman started fighting bandits and they started to replying or even when Batman
he made being bad cool.
Even when Batman he's finding some person who stole, I don't know, sneakers in some shop and then breaking his every last bone and then jumping into his car, driving through the Gotham, then the whole police department is going after them. He's destroying their cars. He's destroying buildings. He's if there is no Batman, the Gotham will be nice city.
Everyone's gonna be laughing.
Did you talk about Ben Affleck Batman? Because
all the Batman.
Because I think Nolan's series talks about this problem I don't remember.
Batman versus Superman?
No. Nolan's series. I mean, three movies about with Christian Bale, and in these movies, Batman is not clear white superhero, and
it's just rich.
Just rich, just rich. My superpower, bad credit card.
I remember that was a funny movie on the funny moment on the League. How was it called?
Justice League.
Justice League, yeah. So when they resurrected Superman flew away to the monument of his death. And then all the superheroes like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, the Flash, and the Cyborgs, they just use their superpower to get there. And then Batman is driving there on the taxi. I'm like, seriously?
No, Batman is detective and he is very smart and
too proud to get a lift from.
like I don't know, when Ben Affleck started playing Batman, he looks very tired. So he's actually making jokes about that he's old and he can be a project manager there, but not a hero.
I didn't watch movies after Nolan's series actually.
Well, that's good choice.
It's my choice actually.
Okay, do you think there could be a Ukrainian superhero?
Oh, there should be. I mean, after this full-scale war...
I mean, we have plenty of superheroes to look up to now.
There definitely will be a lot of... I believe that Netflix will be the first who made a couple of movies, like even maybe shows, and we already got this, like, the soldiers, the Ghost of Kiev, I don't know, like a lot. And I do believe that now Ukraine... Well, it's... Let's be honest, Ukraine is not that popular as it was 3 months ago. But I still believe that Ukrainian superhero will be somebody who will, remove Russian superheroes. Still in comics there are Russian superheroes like that Iron Ivan from Deadpool brother, and they will replace it with Ukrainian superhero. But to be honest, I don't know how Americans will see, because the comics culture is coming from US still. How they will see Ukrainian superhero?
No, it's interesting.
Like Cossack maybe.
Interesting question because, first of all, comic culture in USA, it's their mythology. Mythology. They don't have mythology. That's why they had to came up with.
We got history.
But.
Well, a lot of comics do take actual mythology as its foundation.
Yeah.
Like Aquaman.
Of course, and but I don't know how can look how. One moment. In Ukrainian and Russian, I thought very difficult thoughts, but my English don't.
Pulling up to the same level.
Don't.
It's okay.
Okay. So, how do you think? How looks a Ukrainian superhero? I mean, because I don't want that. Our superhero looks like American superhero. We don't have to repeat their stories.
Well, we can create our superheroes which don't look like US superheroes only if we will start producing our own comics. So, because even the word comics is coming from US, right? For example, for Japan, their comics called manga. In South Korea, it's called manhwa or manhwa, I don't remember. In Ukraine, we actually got our own school of comics, which is called Maleev. So we can create our own superhero which look like Ukrainian, and we believe in that superhero only in case there will be Maleev superhero. Because if US will create Ukrainian superhero, he'll look like average,
of course.
like US superhero.
I read some comics Vola or some
There's
something
Comics
like
UA, and they
Kiev
publish a lot of
comic
comics,
books Vola, and but it looks like American comic, regular American comic story.
Yeah, but the American style has influenced all of the world. Even
Yeah.
if you take French comics, they look like American comics. I mean, there's some difference, but it's.
First comic I was read, it was Hercules from French.
It was the dog?
It's cat. Hercules cat. Black cat and a Pief dog.
Have? What?
Cat.
Was it
cat.
muscular? Or?
No. Just
I remember there was a red dog and it was
capture dog. Cartoon dog. Pief. And his antagonist cat, Hercules.
Okay.
Black cat.
Because I remember I had that comics when I was a kid. I remember Hercules, but I thought it was the dog.
No.
I loved that shit.
Okay.
I was thinking of like a version of American superheroes. in Ukraine right now. So G.I. Joes, we could totally do something like that with
G.I.
Ukrainian
Joes.
soldiers.
But there was like in DC they had comics called Superman Red Sun. So Red Sun is because like in original story Superman landed in US, but in Red Sun Superman landed in Ukraine, and he became communist, and he started sharing communist ideology all over the world. And the main rebel was Lex Luthor, I believe. So he was the main enemy, and the rebel was Batman, and Batman was wearing this hat with his ears. It was such a weird thing, but that was happened when Superman hit Ukraine.
Okay. I have a question about geek culture and geek culture after a Big Bang Theory, because I think a Big Bang Theory did something. Geeks in the world now.
Can see themselves on the screen, maybe? Can see themselves in the screen?
No.
Made the geek culture more popular.
Yeah, and it's not good for geeks because before Big Bang Theory, geeks go, oh, I'm unique, I'm the one. I know something, and I have very small community, very small but very strange community. But now every blondie know about
Excuse
Flash.
me?
Yeah. Know about Flash.
I know more about Flash than you.
Of course, because it's your ex.
Yeah.
And how do you think it's good or bad about Big Bang Theory and geek culture?
Becoming mainstream.
Yeah.
Look, the problem of nerds or geeks is they don't care, actually. Like, they were never popular. They were meeting their own geek friends, and they were spending time together. So these geeks will stay geeks. So they will still play like D&D. They will still play Magic the Gathering and all that shit. It was a lot like it was popular in US even before Big Bang Theory, because they don't care about popularity. They just, care about the things which are interested for them. Even now, when started the Big Bang Theory, the geek is new sexy stuff and all that shit, it's not connected to them, because like, even if you pretend that you're a geek, right, you basically don't know who is Red Hulk. Or you won't be interested in discussions if Hulk can take Thor hammer, right? So that is the stuff that geeks don't care. There are now a lot of people who pretend that they are geeks.
Also, cosplay culture is huge now. So like it's not necessarily geeks. It's just a lot of beautiful people who like to put on costumes and get Instagram views.
But this culture was also like developed long time ago, and they got their own close community. Because the person who is pretending to be a geek will not go to the geek community, because the person will be bored then. Because they got their own interests, they got their own things to speak, they got their own traditions and so on. Like, look, even now, one of the most popular TV show, like Stranger Things, they're also geeks. They're playing AD&D, they're finding the computer, they're doing all that mystery stuff. And there will be these cool kids, right? And the cool kids doesn't care about that. And it's still happening here. And so I do think that maybe Big Bang Theory just brought more attention to the nerd culture. But I don't think it's gonna change it. Because you need to grow in a nerd geekish culture to become a nerd, like who really enjoy the world from nerd activity. And they just don't care about what world think and other, because I played D&D, I played D&D and in Ukraine, and there was like 5 people like who was playing D&D and probably in Lviv. And that was our very close community.
Do you consider yourself to be a geek or a nerd?
I would say yes.
Okay. Were you active geek in the States and in Ukraine a little bit?
I would say that,
you live most of your life in Ukraine, so I assume yes.
Mostly when I was a kid, of course. As a geek and nerd, I actually grow during the moment when the geek culture was developing here. So like first computer clubs, when they were created for geeks before gopniks start enjoying them.
You had not a choice. In 1990s, were subculture. Geek gopniks in computer clubs because it was place where gopniks
there was War of the Worlds.
And I was fight for my characters in Diablo 2. And not once, because I have a very cool suit, and someone else want to that suit.
But I was growing here when the geek culture comes. So, when I ask somebody, have you ever tried FeedNet? 99.99% of people who I'll ask that, they don't even know about the existence of the FeedNet. Then, we started playing Magic the Gathering. It was a huge culture in the US at that time, but that was one small room in Park Kostyushka, and the building in the center of the Park Kostyushka. We were there was our card club. Even anime. Seriously, there was anime clubs here at Lviv, and people were gathering together just to exchange anime with each other because internet was slow, and we had the thing which called hardnet. So you got this hard drive, and you were sending it to the Kiev. Then anime club in Kiev was uploading their videos to this hard. Then we sent it to Dnipropetrovsk that time. So. They were uploading. Then it was, I think, Vinnytsia, Odessa, and then it comes back to you. So we called it hardnet. Because internet was slow, you can't watch streaming videos, you can't download videos, or even to download small cartoon anime TV show, you need to wait for a couple of nights. Because you can't use the internet during the day because people are using phone. So, and you're turning on this hard drive to your PC, and you don't know what it will be because it went through 5 cities, and you don't know what these folks just uploaded to your hard drive, and you was come on, I believe that there will be new anime series I haven't seen, because there was a lot of times when people sending you hard drive you're opening, and that's almost everything which you sent to Kiev, for example. There was a couple of hard drives traveling all the time from different anime club. We had anime club, I think White Dragon, and some other anime club. And this was the place where you can find people who first interested in anime and can exchange with you these anime movies, because it was super hard to find.
I like to.
Amazing.
I like nostalgia. Nostalgia makes non-convenient stuff, non-convenient things, just romantic things. Hard man. It's very.
They're uniting the whole country with anime.
Because it looks very cool. Oh, hard net. And I was poor, and my first net it was local net in the hood. It's
internet cafe, you mean?
No. When at my home, first comp and first cable net. I didn't have phone net on the card. It was only my friend.
But then you was rich. Because the local cable gave you 100 times faster internet than through the phone.
No, I had this internet lost in the hood because everyone had PCs, everyone had net, but I had to go to the club for internet or for
Okay, the most nerdy thing I'll tell today. First game which I played were loading from the audio cassette. And
Cool.
I was recording games for ZX Spectrum 48K through the radio, because at my hood, we were able to catch the radio from Poland, and from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., because nobody were using this radio, they were transmitting games. So you can, with some portion of luck, you was able to record the game to audio cassette and then load it to your computer.
Cool.
Wow.
That's the most nerdy thing I think I experienced it.
Wow. Well, my question was what differences are between nerd culture in Ukraine and in America? I mean, you described the nerd culture in the 90s in Ukraine.
Yeah, 1998 probably.
Yeah. So when you experienced the nerd culture in America, when you went to Comic-Con, did something shock you? Did something surprise you? Or something was a pleasant surprise?
So what was the coolest is that you can find nerd families, right? So there you can see the father with his sons, for example, and all of them wearing some costume of superhero. And this was super different. Obviously, now you probably can see this in Ukraine as well. I haven't. But when I was a kid, my father didn't know about superheroes. What? Come on. Afghanцы. So that was his superhero because he was from Soviet Union. And the Soviet Union, there had only one superhero, Soviet soldier. That's it. And it's very normal in US to be nerd. They understand that nerd is a huge business. Because in many cases, nerds are, they're working in IT, they got good salaries, they mostly quite well educated, they got good jobs.
They don't party, they do drugs, they save money
they're not,
for the corporations.
they're not paying for, luxury car because they don't care. They're not buying luxury clothes. So that's why they are buying this table games.
Put a Batman on a luxury car.
Yeah, that can be. So they would better buy Batmobiles than, for example, Lambo, right? So huge culture for them, huge stores for them, and you basically can get this, action figures. You can buy action figure of some football player. You can buy action figure of some Warhammer, because in most cases, in our so maybe now nerd community changed in Ukraine. I personally don't know. But there is huge understanding of Magic the Gathering, this Pokemon card games. They're doing the championships. So you can I got small store near my house and they're you can buy cards, comics, all that stuff. And every Saturday they're doing the championships on the Magic the Gathering. So they're bringing the tables. There are a lot of kids. They're playing. There are a lot of adults who are playing with them. They got these cards, they're exchanging, because nerds, they don't see age. So you can see the 12-year kid who is speaking with a 35-year guy, and they are honestly enjoying this discussion. Because they can be themselves. That's a nerdy place. All of them are equal, and they're playing games. They're the kids are just doing a lot of trash talk to this guy. This guy is responding to them with trash talk. That's the cool thing, because you can be nerd anytime. And they got these spots of nerd culture. And mothers brought their kids there so they can play with other nerds. I can't believe that my mother brought me to the flat where we were playing D&D, for example. Because nobody was promoting nerd culture, because you need to be, if you got free time, go play some music instruments or go do some sports.
Or read the book.
Oh yeah, in that they're going there and doing stuff. And you can go to Barnes and Noble, which is huge bookstore, and there will be a lot of content for nerds. There will be a lot of comicses. Now we have comic stores. There are specialized stores with the comics. and that's cool. So this is just the beginning of this, commercial nerd culture in Ukraine. But there you can find spots for nerds everywhere. So they are admitting that nerd culture is there. They are admitting that nerd culture is the same culture as somebody who loves, I don't know, science fiction or drama or anything else. So that's promoting this culture and gives to the nerds a lot of things to play with, or discovers the nerd culture itself. Because I was also thinking about that. Do you remember the movie Ready Player One?
Yeah.
It was all about the nerds.
Yeah.
And it was all about the pop culture. And if you think now, the biggest part of our pop culture, which we will leave for historians in 200 years, will be nerd culture. Like science fiction movies, Marvel comics, action figures, games, all the stuff that will be a part of culture of our generation. So yeah, that makes me happy, to be honest.
About nerd infrastructure, shops and another comic cons, etc. I think it's a very cool marker of good life. You can have comic store, when you don't have to survive. Because
you can say about everything like that. You can say vape shop when you can have when you survive. You can say about hookah places. You can speak about strip clubs.
And that
even stand-up.
I talk about it that we have good time. We live in good time. Of course, war in the country, but it's not forever. But everything else, very good. You can do something you like, and you don't have to survive now in our 2020s.
In the book
Homo your basic needs are like Maslow.
In the book Homo Sapiens, I don't remember the name of this. Harari, I don't remember his name. So he was written that now we have the most healthy generation, the generation without the level of poverty and hunger is the lowest in the history. We have most beautiful generation because we can speak about beauty, and the beauty become a common standard, not like previously. So you don't think that you need to wear something functional. You can wear something good looking. So he was saying that we are now living in the best moment for humanity, like the best. You don't think about a lot of things. But starting 2019, we start to balance, COVID first, now the full-scale war, probably world hunger because of the full-scale war. So it will be interesting to watch this stand-up watch this podcast in 1 year, maybe on 2.
Like Godzilla's attacking.
So I would not be surprised that next will be Godzilla or some dinosaurs attack. I don't know, aliens.
We've been expecting aliens for a couple of years now. After COVID, they were supposed to come.
Well, we expected them, but since Putin started a bit earlier,
What did you think? What did you think of that? The raid of the area
51?
51, yeah.
Or 52, I don't know.
They wanted to do the Naruto run.
I think that was a huge cultural event.
Were you in the States?
No, of course. Well, I was in the States, but I haven't gone there.
I didn't go.
But I think from the culture standpoint, that's an amazing. Think about people are finding some spot in the desert of Nevada. They're going there hundreds and thousands of people, and they're just staying there for no reason. Why? What? Because somebody told that in Area 51 something alien, proofs of aliens is there. And this is military object. And there was, I remember there was a small city near Area 51, And they're like the population of this city, like a couple of hundreds people, because that's actually desert. And they were like, hey, we got extreme condition now, the 20,000 people coming, we don't have toilets, we don't have food, we don't have anything. So speaking about cultural, I think that's amazing. I don't think that it will stay for long in history, but it's good to be alive in the moment when people can just do that shit.
Sure. Talking about Ukrainian comics, I know, so I mentioned Comics UA before, and so right now what they're doing, they're doing
cool.
designs of t-shirts with the comic artists are doing designs, and they're selling it, and the profits are going directly to support Ukrainian army. And I think it's pretty awesome. So I'm hoping, you know, in this way, it keeps this medium alive as well, because like they contribute to the war efforts for Ukraine.
Well, you know, there is two questions here. Will comics culture in Ukraine be developing after war, right? But I'm sure that overall culture of Ukraine being in the comics world, in general, globally, will become a kind of mainstream. Because there will be like, now we had a spike, we had a spike, now we had like, you know, it's going down. But then the next like spike event will be when the world is over. And then when people are, okay, now it's convenient time to do movies about war in Ukraine. And like now it's a good time to do documentaries about heroic people of Ukraine. So that will be some moment when there will be a lot of movies about Ukraine produced, till the moment when we will be like tired of the movies about Ukraine.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that moment.
Oh yeah, and then they will start like better understanding the idea of Ukrainian culture, how to kind of monetize it, because like, let's be honest, no culture will be popular if you don't have a ways how to monetize it. And then when they'll find, there will be like, you know, Oscar movies and other stuff about this horrible war.
Yeah, it's cynic, but it's true. Okay, another question.
Yeah, well, I want to make a point that Ukraine proven itself to be a superpower now with this war, because like no one expected us to be as fucking strong as we are.
And Ukrainians are very good in memes, so like memes is a gold bar of information. So.
I think maybe because like we developed so fast in the creative spheres, that kind of helped us. Get world's attention when,
that's
when
no-brainer,
we were in trouble.
For sure.
Yes.
I mean, like President Volodymyr Zelensky, probably during this war, it was great that he was an actor and he know how to do the picture, he know how to do impressions. That's why he was, you know, speaking on Cannes Festival for all the, you know, he was actually speaking to the world population. And that was great stuff that he used his skills there.
Well, it was important even in Ukraine to see him say these messages that he did with the emotions and the I don't know. He just proved was the bravery in his voice, you know. And then in the beginning of the full scale war that like it helped me to like be more inspired. Like, yeah, we're fucking gonna win.
Yep.
Fuck these guys.
No, I agree with you. I mean that was probably the key factor in the informational war, because informational war, I mean, you know, people are oil of government, right? So government can't do anything without people. However, people can be okay-ish without government, right? And informational war, or like, let's say propaganda, it's one of the main weapons and one of the most effective weapons in the war, in current like wars, because everybody got kind of good access to information, and it's not like in World War II they were, you know, doing the bombs with not explosions, but rather with this paper with propaganda information. Now it's way easier to share the thoughts, and I think that Ukrainian government did amazing job about that, and then Ukrainians, who is not on the front lines, started and continued doing this like hilarious memes, which is super like, you know, Ukrainian farmers. Come on, who was interested in Ukrainian farmers like 110 days ago? And then Ukrainian farmers become heroes. And even this postal marks, right? That's just an amazing cultural and informational weapon, which is like going all over the borders.
So you mentioned that Ukraine obtained a very high level of popularity was the beginning of full-scale war, and now it's going down.
Yes.
Do you have maybe any ideas of how to keep it up? Because we still need help. We still need help from the world. How do we keep them interested?
So I think that I started thinking about that like in the probably first weeks of war. There was a lot of journalists, and I helped my friend who is fixer. Like fixer is somebody who is following the journalists, speaking become like translator, like helping to understand why some things are happening, like bringing to interesting places. So I was helping my friend who is a fixer for, what's this country named? So from some very small country, like they have like 3,000. The population of this country is only 350,000 people. And Iceland. So, and the journalist told me like, hey, you are now on the first page of any paper. Then you'll go to the third, then you'll go to the fourth, and then you'll be a small block of information near some local news. Because, people are tired. And it's like, look on the war in Syria, right? So there are like 10 years of war already, and nobody speak about that. So, and I was thinking how to bring attention of more people there, and we started on YouTube channel. We now switched to English, and we started to speak about Ukrainian memes and basically describing why the thing is happening, because memes are always interesting because of geek culture, and again, so because of internet culture, people love meme, and memes are informational bombs. So we started speaking about the memes. We started sharing the memes. And the videos were kind of popular, but then YouTube started banning us. So it's not recommending our videos to anyone, but anyway. So what I think we missing as a content creators is more content on English. Like even like Russia, who's our enemy, they are producing tons of content in English. They are producing their propaganda on English. They're doing all that shit. And we as creators, we still speaking about Russians. I mean, like seriously, I tried to watch, I opened YouTube yesterday and there was like, what's wrong with this Russian? What's happened with Russian cyber sport? What's happened in Arkhangelsk? I fucking don't know where Arkhangelsk is, but the video about what happened in Arkhangelsk getting like hundreds like views. And that's what I think we are become a victim of their propaganda. Because Ukrainian creators are making more videos about Russians than about Ukrainians. And especially we are not making videos in English. So we basically producing videos for Ukrainian population about Russia, and we don't. But however, we all need to start producing videos for West about Russia or about Ukraine or how Ukraine see Russia, just to bring our thoughts to the world, not discussing same things like millions of times inside our own population.
No, it's true. It's very important to make English content in Ukraine right now because the world is ready to listen to us.
Yes.
They want to hear our voice. They want to hear our opinions and like insider views. Maybe not just English, of course, like other languages. And like if anyone feels like they want to produce some sort of content, I would definitely recommend to start doing it in a language that's going to open up a whole new audience for you, because people are ready to listen to us.
Yeah, that's like, Russian propaganda is producing millions of videos in English where they are saying, hey, we have so close culture, we are same nation, we are so close together, Ukrainians are Nazis, they just like wrong, the NATO told them to do that shit. And the world will think that. They will win us on one moment of the informational war. And that's like, I'm very pessimistic on the future of informational world because we've created informational bubble for us. And it's like, okay, Ukrainians understand that Russians are bad. But we need to make sure that the world understands that Russians are bad.
Yeah, the informational hygiene that we are used to in Ukraine, like how we filter out Russian content, we need to teach the rest of the world about it because they see this video, they're not gonna like analyze it too much. They just hear
don't
a little
care.
bit, and then they consider that it's true. So we have to explain what we have already learned from being neighbors with Russia to the rest of the world.
Yep. Yeah, I'm 100% agree. And that's why I think that we're still now winning informational war, but it's very close when people get tired from that. And they will brought to like, okay, Russia is producing English content. They will listen it and, okay, they're just neighbors fight. It's not like democracy protection for whole world.
But it's natural because I think it looks like in Lviv some people get tired from war. So what we can say about people in the world?
Yeah, but that's why content should be different. Content should be like always interesting. And Ukrainian YouTubers, they are in very funny state. Because now when we kind of disconnected from Russia, we started watching our own content. And Ukrainian YouTubers finally got their views. But the views are generated from the content about Russia. And that's shit. We are now retranslating Russian content through our YouTubers. Like, how fucked up is that?
Yeah, but Ukrainians don't want to watch about good Ukrainians. They want to watch about bad Russians. For what? I don't know.
Because it's easy to hate than to admire.
Maybe. Okay.
No, that's easy content. You kind of know that Russians are bad, right? And then you see the videos which just saying how bad they are. And you kind of become an expert of bad Russians. But still, it's Russians. It's not that you are admiring our heroes who are fighting against Russians, right? So we know about Maxim Katz, we know about Nevzorov, we know about some Ovsyannikova, and we don't know who is the captain of some heroic territorial defense group who fighting on Severodonetsk, right? So we basically don't know about our heroes, but we know about kind of liberal, almost good Russians. Like, that's super fucked up.
I don't know for what people search good Russians, for what, I don't know.
No, the people are just producing this content. So the main YouTubers who can be thought leaders, they are speaking, they are bringing the Russian narrative to our internet, and people believe them, people get used to them.
And we have something, I don't know how to say in English, меншовартість.
So like feel less like
less important than, I mean, we don't believe in ourselves.
Yeah, I don't even know how to say in Russian меншовартість. It's a Ukrainian word.
So it was in the comparison you value yourself less than someone from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start wrapping up. Maybe some final thoughts. So we discussed a lot how to keep the attention of the world on Ukrainian efforts in fighting the fucking greatest evil in the world right now.
That's
I know
true.
Russia, and it's important to keep Ukraine on everyone's mind. And so do you maybe have something you would like to say to the viewers, or maybe someone who has potential to influence someone in the world?
For Ukrainian content creators, do authentic content. Show authentic of Ukrainian nation. Show how cool we are and show why world should help us to protect Ukraine against biggest evil in the world of the 21st century. And stop bringing Russian shit to our informational field.
True. Okay. Do you have any final thoughts?
No,
Okay.
Absolutely agree.
Okay. Well, thank you for stopping by our office today and
Thanks
sitting
for
down
inviting.
with us for the podcast. It was really awesome. It was lovely meeting you and great thoughts. And I love the insight that you provided to all of these interesting things.
Thank you. Subscribe for this channel, put like and comment. That will help these people to bring their more attention to their content and more attention to their thoughts.
Yeah, thank you.